the city of Fort Lauderdale, the Miami Herald, the town of Bay Harbor Islands, Continental Connection Airlines, Bears Furniture, and hundreds of all large and small businesses. Today, Rick won't be talking about any of that. He'll be talking about fun with advertising. Let's welcome Rick Goldman. Thank you.
I see a lot of advertising. This is one, they say it's the most powerful flashlight you can legally buy. This is what you call false advertising. There are no federal or state laws regulating how bright a flashlight can be. There's a lot of lies out there on the internet, a lot of false advertising. It took a day, and after all the laughing, they decided maybe we shouldn't use this logo. Here's something just last month, maybe you saw it. Red Cross came out with a poster about pool safety. They distributed thousands of these all over public pools. And then someone said, you know, in every single example, the bad kid is always the black kid pushing the white kid in the pool. The black kid is running. The white kids are blonde and blue-eyed, and they're angels. They don't do anything wrong. They said, oh, how did we not notice that? So they recalled the posters just last month. Oh, political ads are always fun. You're going to see a lot of them. Watch for a whole lot of crazy coming up. Now, right after that whole Ashley Madison thing, this was the best ad I'd ever seen. A florist is saying, save 10% on all apology flowers. Just use the coupon code Ashley Madison. I thought that was brilliant. Wish I came up with it. Now, you've heard about photoshopping images to make them look different. So Britney Spears didn't like what they did with this photo of her. The photo on the right is the touched up one where they shaved off parts of her body. She decided to publish the original right next to the altered one to show, yes, I do have a little bit of fat. Still not bad looking. Now, here's something Subaru discovered. They discovered they've got 5 groups of people that typically buy a Subaru. Teachers, healthcare professionals, IT professionals, outdoorsy types, and then there was a 5th group. The 5th group they discovered were single, female, head of household. And so they called them to find out more about these women, and they discovered they're lesbians, and no one's marketing to them. So they said, this is fantastic. Now in advertising, we can advertise the expensive way or the cheap way. The expensive way is spend a lot of money showing you the ad over and over and over and trying to convince you you should buy this product. The cheap way is to find people who are likely to buy it anyway and just put the ads in front of them. Takes a lot less money. So notice the headline. At least we've got our priorities straight. To straight people, that doesn't seem to mean much. But gay people get it. So they made a whole campaign around that. Here they put a picture in there that says, welcome to Anytown, USA, 10%. Now straight people go, so what does that mean? 10% buys a Subaru? I don't know. Gay people say 10% of the population is gay, so they get it. They tried, at first, an ad with 2 women. No one liked it. They didn't want to be so obvious. The women said, So they just want a little wink and a nod in their direction, and it's being very effective. So here, they said, knowing where you're going. That's the headline in the ad. But look at the sign, Gay Street. This one talks about orientation. Well, anyone else goes, yeah, the orientation, you know, it's tilted, it's on a hill. The gay people go, no, we know what orientation you're talking about. And then this one, get out and stay out. So everyone goes, yeah, they're talking about being outdoors, right? The gay people go, no, we get it, we know what you're talking about. So it's very, very effective advertising to just advertise to people who are likely to buy your product anyway, rather than trying to convince others to buy it. Now here's a poster that my company made for a medical group, and they wanted to create this program to help the elderly not fall down, maintain their balance. And I said, okay, but we don't want to abbreviate your name, Neurology Associate Group. Neurology Associates Group spells NAG if you abbreviate it. They go, no, we want the abbreviation. I said, okay. And then they said, now we want like a second logo attached to the Neurology Associates Group logo, and it should say fall. And I'm going, no, come on. This is a poster about helping the elderly not fall, and you want it to say fall in the logo. They go, well, you know, it could mean a time of year, like the autumn. Put a tree in there. So we said, okay. We made a logo, NAG, fall, but there's a tree. So maybe we're talking about autumn. Here's how a logo should be. Now what does that circle mean with lines in it? What do the dots mean? Doesn't mean a thing. That's how a logo should be. When we try and make a logo that tells the story of what your business does, it always fails. It gets too complicated. Think about this. If you never heard of McDonald's until today and I showed you the logo, that big golden thing would not tell you they sell Happy Meals. It's just a thing you can recognize and remember. And before children can read, they see it and go, Happy Meal, let's get a Happy Meal. That's what a logo should do. It just needs to be recognizable and memorable. Here's a billboard sign we created for a Mercedes dealership. You're driving in your car. You don't have time to read a whole story about why this is the most awesome Mercedes ever built. We just want to show an easy to remember phone number, 800-BENZ. And if you've got time, you might notice in the right it says I-95 in Copens. Then you drove by. That's all you've got time for. Here's one we did about caviar. Now, I can't convince you to like caviar. You either love it or you think it's disgusting. All I can do is show you an easy to remember website address because you're driving by. Caviar Lover. That's all you need to know. There's where you can buy it if you don't hate it. Here's one we did for Lyndon Todd, Ocean Collision. We made these drawings of a car. First, the car is all wrecked up and sad, and then in the bottom right there, the car is happy and wearing lipstick again. That's what he does. We did this for a company that makes medical testing devices, and they told us that doctors will refer the patients out to a place where they have this medical equipment. And I said, well then, in reality, aren't the doctors throwing money out the door? They go, yeah, that's the point. So we created this ad, money flying out the door. It was a postcard, so that's the headline. You're throwing profits out the door because you're sorting through mail. You want to throw it away as quickly as possible. So if I can't get your attention, it's garbage anyway. Here's another postcard we did. Now in this one, we had what looked like a handwritten sticky note. We used a font that looked like handwriting, and our system would automatically drop in the person's name. So if I got this postcard, there was a sticky note on it that said, Rick, try Carlton's tonight. So I go, who wrote that? So it made you look. They got a very good rate of return. It was the best direct mail program we ever did because of the handwritten sticky notes. This is an ad we did, the bottom half, for a Orlando Suzuki dealer, and he was advertising on TV all the time. So we contacted the newspaper and we said, our guy wants to buy a half-page ad, but he advertises on TV, never done newspaper, he wants to try it, but he's gonna wait. He's gonna wait until you decide to write a story about the Suzuki SX4. So just let us know when you're gonna write a story like that, and we'll run our half-page ad. And they said, well, we could write that story this weekend. So we ran our ad, and they put their story right above our ad. Here's something where we just put in this big colorful eyeball and the word why. So it makes you stop and look. Why what? And then you read the ad. We've got to get your attention, or the best ad in the world is a waste. Here's a slogan we created for a Mercedes dealership. Raise your expectations, not your payment. And in the commercial that we made, we had a British woman do the speaking because they sound so smart and sophisticated. So she's going, raise your expectations, not your payments. And it sounds so brilliant. So that was in a magazine up in Boca Raton area. Here's a before and after. This is a guy who had a website, early adapter. He bought his website in 1995. Someone else made it. Cheap looking clip art of balloons. We made it look a lot more elegant like this. Here's one of my favorite examples of thinking about what we're selling. What are we selling? Does Faye promise to give you big, strong muscles? No, she sells that attitude. You can be standing there in the pouring rain, life is good. So we want to feature in every ad, what are we selling? What's the most important thing? So that was what we were going for there. Hope you liked it. So the ad excellence difference is our designers all have bachelor's degree in commercial art design. They went to college 4 years just to learn to make things look good. Our programmers have a computer science degree. Our writer has a master's degree in nonfiction writing. And we've been in the web design business since 1995. Thanks for your attention today.
Now that we know more about